Hello everyone, I'm Kushal Baid. I'm the founder of GamerGage Studio LLP, welcoming you all in this session. Firstly, thanks a lot Hyper Casual Games Conference for giving me this opportunity to speak in this session. It's glad to see you all here. And today's, as we all know, our topic is how to start working with hyper casual publisher as a young or indie developer. So I myself is currently 16 years old and I started making hyper casual games and working with publisher when I was 15. When I just entered 15 last year, December 20. We'll cover these things in the upcoming slides and stuff. So please stay till the end. So as I told, I'm Kushal Baid. I'm the founder of GamerGage Studio LLP. We are a group of a small team. We're a group of small talented folks in India started making games from 2019, and from 2020 December started working with publishers. So I started making games on 2019. I got an interest in making games while playing only. Just it gives me a question out when I was playing games that how these games are getting made, or can I make this game? This was a question which just pop up in the head, and many of you also get the same question, because as we all know, if you are a game developer, the interest is the similar kind of my side. So I researched about making games, and the best thing was YouTube, because I was too active on this social media platform and I was just using that, okay, how we can make games, what things we require. I get to know the programming etc is required. I was curious to make games. The first game which I made was a platformer, 2D platformer game in 2019 or 2020, I think so. I didn't know when I released the year, but the first game was a very happy moment. Like seeing playing your own game is the next level satisfaction which gives you. Like you are just playing what you have made, and I was too happy to make it. There was lots of backstage challenges happens, which we all know in the starting time. I was not having a great system. Also, I started with just a 1 GB RAM laptop with Unity 5 when others are using Unity 2019 or 2018 and stuff. I was using Unity 5, and I tried making that game with multiple crashes. Sometimes the project get erased a lot full. That gives a, like a very much challenging times and stuff was happened, but that was a starting. I was sure that these are just a small introduction with the challenges. But the fun process was to just making those games. Like when I was making that level, I was suddenly letting me know that, oh wow, it's just amazing thing. Like a small features take a lots of coding and stuff, and that thing made me understand that how hard is to make games, how hard is to make game. We as we before that we used to judge, okay, this game is good, this game is not good, or stuff like that happens, it's an easy game or stuff. But when you're just making a small game now which looks easy, but as a developer it's just pain a lot. A small level designing, a small touch up stuff, testing, building and stuff. The process was really enjoying. uh, Many thing basics we learned. So when I made my first game and released, I understand how this market works a bit. Like you can't get millions of downloads in the first game you just release it, because we all get a hope, many of you get a hope that, okay, our first game will make millions or billions, or the day when we publish, the next day we will have 1 million plus downloads or 2 million plus downloads. But suddenly it doesn't happen like the same. Like I was too happy that when I saw that 100 downloads in a day, I was like, OMG, 100 people are playing the game with a decent thing. But I was aware of, with these 100 people, I can't grab the more people. And the quality, I want to improve it. I want to learn more, and I want to experience the more in the industry. I was actively researching about the opportunities and stuff. I get to know about client work. So I was making games for clients. And as we all know that at that moment and in 2020 kind starting, was not much clients who are paying a lot. It lot mean doesn't mean that I'm asking about thousands of dollars. But in that case, like some bucks of also dollars, it was not that high now, which is now. I started making games for clients. I started making small games, seeing those competition videos like make a game in 1 day, make a game in 2 days. Like attending few game jams, and the interaction was amazing. Like I understand a lot when we used to make games for game jams. I didn't did much, but whenever I did it, the hope is too much. Like you get a only one word theme, and you are designing a huge concept. The main learning was to see others games, because all has a huge concept. Someone is playing with light, someone is playing with shadows, or someone is playing with a different role. All gives a good learning. The steps like this, I used to make 2 3 clients game I did. Then I was thinking, okay, uh with client games I can survive nicely, but I was my that aim was only in my mind that to get my own game top charts. I want my own game, or you can tell our own studio game, to be in the top chart. Till this moment of time we are not a registered company, so we were just a indie studio. Indie studio, we are now also indie studio, but we are just a studio with like one or people. When I started I was only one. Some people friends joined me after December 2020, you can tell. You can tell this beginning of 2021. Journey was too amazing. Like this gives a good effect. Like whenever I memorize these times, it gives a very good time that okay, how this publishers and stuff. And when I entered, we were working on hyper casual. Now I will tell you how I found my first publisher, but I will tell one thing. That was the best decision of my life when I told that I will be working with publisher. And before we're working with publisher, 2 months before, 1 month or 2 months before I left the client work, I was thinking like, okay, I need to left it because I need to find my own game. I need to make my own game. I need to make my own brand. I don't want to just work and work, work and work. I want a passive income also. Which we all know with working with publisher, you get an income of your game, also a revenue share if the game gets hit. I was too curious. But now the question comes, how I got the publisher, which I will cover in the further sessions, further slides. So as I told, I started working with publisher on December 2020, 1 year before. It has been like a 1 year and stuff, 1 year or 1 month, you can tell. So we made over 20 plus hyper casual games currently also making in the screens, and the learning was too amazing. What I also, when I see my games which I made 1 year or 2 years before, I just say okay, I learn a lot. I personally am telling I learned a lot, because I was not aware of different mechanics. In hyper casual, we all know it's not that thing where you whatever you want you can make it. Like it's not a cloning kind of a thing. Also, it's something where you have to recognize a new kind of skills. We played with shader, we played with ASMR tools, mesh cutting, mesh slicing, mesh transformation. All these things happen and they just blow up the mind. And in 1 year I learned a lot of these things, and how the industry also works, like how self-publishing works. And it's not easy to get a hit game out also as it looks. Lots of money play happens in the behind. So I started with a publisher in 2020, and I will tell in the next slide. Also, we have like 20 plus hyper casual game we made in an year. For many people, the number seems too small, but I was mostly focusing on simulation types of games in hyper casual, as we all know, that following the trending TikTok videos or stuff, trying to replicate it. And also, as a student, I was also focusing on studies sometimes, because sometimes due to this, all the situation happens around us. We were from work, school was online, and but sometimes exams etc that gives a decent thing. But with learning and many trying and failures, that the number we get, and I'm happy with that. Maybe for me it's like a very big thing, because till that time we were just a 2 to 3 members team. Okay, between many come many left. Or I also told many to left leave, because what quality I want I was not achieving, or what result they want they are not getting. Oh, that's a different thing. But I learned a lot with that also, teamwork, how the teamwork happens, and how the frames looks like from outside and inside. Before working with publisher, it was like OMG, I can make any games. I'm just like a mind-blowing guy. I will make 8 games a month. I will make 6 games a month. You just Trust me, I was like that crazy. But when I entered in the hyper casual industry with publisher, I was get to know, okay, it's not easy as it seems. One game, prototyping, it seems easy. But when you are making a unique concept, the ideation process, the pitch deck process of it, or you can tell game design document, and the prototyping process, after that, the polishing, effects, publishing, all is a very long process. I started with CTR test for around 3 to 4 months, and then we switched to direct CPI test. I was super duper excited. Oh, MG, let's do it. Now let's see in the next slide. How did I find my first publisher and how you can do the same? We all know that publishers, we all know about hyper casual games if you are in this event also, and we all know about the publishers stuff and stuff. You can connect with them anywhere. In my case, I connected with the publisher through LinkedIn. It was just a DM where I was not also not that sure that the reply may come. I just thought that okay, let's try it. Because what happens is when you have a something to when you have a like a kind of a small also like a goal kind of a thing, like okay, this may work. So small that thing just made me message them, and I was not sure that I will get a reward. Successfully, I got a reward from the publisher. We got a call done, and also as we all know the process of like testing few games, we did it, and I was just like enjoying a family function which was happening. I got a call that you are accepted and you will be getting a deal and stuff happens, and I was like, OMG, like for me that moment was different because a person who is making 30 to $50 a month is now between $300 or stuff. I can't reveal the exact amount, but yeah, I know many people think the money is small. $300 for a hyper casual games, OMG, the market has 2000 or $3000. But my main goal was to get a hit game out to learn. The main thing was also this to learn, because if you have a good portfolio, if you have a good skill set, you can get any amount of deal. Having a one hit game in portfolio is a life changing. So my main goal was okay, let's experience it. And here you can see these are a top chart. It may be different in your case, depends on country to country. But if you just see, if you want to also to find a publisher, you can see there are multiple hyper casual games. If you just see Stacky Dash, if you see Move My Lawn, Aqua Park, Hair Challenge, and also Bridge Race and stuff which are going here, and various publisher names which I can tell like Supersonic, Voodoo, Rollick Games, Other Game, Tap Nation, Crazy Labs, Lawn Studios. There are multiple publisher. So these are just I'm just naming few of them. So you can get an idea from here. Now the ways to pitch them is firstly the name you just got the publisher name. You can just Google it. Every publisher have their website. If you just see their website, they will have a publish with us button or a submit your game button on their website. Just need to fill that particular form. But before filling, you need to be having few things ready, which I will tell in the next slide. How can you start? How to pitch publisher? That's the thing. So the first way which I told is to through website. The second way is you can connect with on LinkedIn. Now how it happens is you firstly got the name of the publisher. Okay, I want to apply to Voodoo, or I want to apply to Launch Studios, or I want to apply to Supersonic or any of the publishers. You just need to search the company name on the on LinkedIn, because most of these are available on LinkedIn and stuff. The publishing manager actively available, and every publisher wants a good team inside them. So that's a way like you have to do. You have to do some research. Like you have to just find search the name. You will find the profile. You need to just visit the company profile in the people section. You will find many people who are working in that company. You can just find people with roles like publishing manager or a business development, and you can just send them a cute DM like, hi sir, myself this is a small introduction about me. I'm looking for working with a publisher and this is my portfolio. Now, the high chances of getting a portfolio approved and publisher wants you to work will tell in the next slides. So this has told that you just need a portfolio, which is too important. You will be telling many who are new will be thinking, okay, what's the portfolio? Should I and make share my games which I made like a racing game or stuff? That's a different thing because you are applying for a hyper casual. You are applying for a hyper casual publisher, and its case are different. That it's not that thing like okay, I will. It's not a job role that I will show every games which I made. Maybe anything can be simulation, anything can be that, etc. It's not a problem also, but see, publisher wants to see your hyper casual work also. Also, you have to make some games for free. It's not something you just pitch them and you will get a okay, here is your deal. It's not that. It's not the process that it looks like. It's a quite complicated, and as the competition is increasing, it's a few more high, which we all know. So this is what's happening with us, and then you can also do one thing. So I will tell you about the portfolio and stuff, how you can pitch publisher, what the requirements you want, and also a sneak peek to the process. But if you are liking the section, please comment down. Things you require is I suggest to have 3 to 5 unique games. What term unique means? It's not something you're cloning a game in case of the same game level or same level because publisher might don't like that because they want to see a unique idea. They publisher don't want to see making a clone game of maybe a trending game you just pick up and just clone the mechanics because it's not that they want. They want to see the work which you have done, and having a unique game in your portfolios is the very good thing. So maybe you have made 3 to 5 games with minimum 5 to 10 levels. Now you will tell why levels. Publisher don't. Many publisher are telling they don't want levels as of the starting test. Then why you are telling of levels? So this is a personal suggestion from my side. There's many publisher who playtest your game. Okay, and this gives a good effect also because a publisher receive hundreds of entries daily basis or weekly basis, and now if your portfolio is good and it's a playable, publisher will be happy. Okay, they have a good quality, and many publisher test their retention also. As the competition increases, they used to test different stuff. So for example, you have 5 levels of game, so publishers self tried on their small phones and they just test that okay, how the game's playing, is there any bugs, improvement and stuff. So having 5 levels minimum is also good. 5 to 10 levels, it all depends on you how much level you can add in that game. But make sure whatever you are adding in that game, it should be bug free. Bug in the sense of it should not be crashing. It should not be lack in quality and stuff. And it should be satisfying gameplay. Now, what term I want with satisfying is so we all know that why we play hyper casual games and we want to pass out time or when we have to relax it kind of a that situation. Now I don't want many people don't want that complex game where you are too complex things coming like a too fast ways, and I don't want to swipe my fingers like this hundreds of time on my screen continuously or focusing okay like this like this like this. Why? Because no one wants that kind of impressions. They want that if you're working with a publisher, they want a satisfying feel. If you're making a game, they want a satisfying feel. And as a gamer also, if you think you're playing for a satisfying thing, okay, a satisfying touch, a satisfying feel in the game happening, which gives a cool thing. And to make this satisfying more cool, a good art design. Now, what does art design, a good art design means? So I will give you a small idea. What you can do is you can pick a top chart game. For example, you are making a runner game. Now just see a hyper casual runner game and you just compare color styles. You just see their screenshots and just see, okay, it's look good, and apply the same color tone in your thing. And the best thing is use light color and very less colors in your game. It should not be like each part has a different color. This it should not be dark colors. I'm telling about the light colors. Dark colors are different, and there's a thing which you all know that in the color tab, if you're making a game in Unity, etc., you don't take the circle to the darkest, the right top right part, because that brings a very hard tone. We want a light tone, so it doesn't touch pain our eyes, bring pain our eyes, and that's a very much needed because a user will only stick to your game for a time period if they want. And also because we all know they firstly in the test they come from videos, and we all know that a video should be cool. So it should look cool also in this case, in the art and design and the gameplay, it should look cool. And 5 games having in a portfolio is also good. In the second case is publisher also get to know. Now publisher have many publisher tell that, I think most of the publisher tell this, to test 2 games, some tell 3 games, some test 5 games with us. Now you will have 5 games ready, then you just need to import a SDK within that, and you can test it. You can just test the games with the publisher. Like this, if you will have a portfolio, you can also test this game, so your time also saves. And then you have to just try this, and you just have to wait for the getting a approval done. So the now this question comes a lot, that how to find a team. When I started with just I was a solo with 1 or 2 members. We just tell that they will work, but after 1 or 2 week, they're also unable to work on hyper casual. They Because firstly everyone's thought that, not me, I was aware of this, I also told the team, but they thought that okay, that will be a easy thing, okay, we will make a game. But when unique mechanics come, or when hardness things comes now, it's broke them in that case. And we all know hyper casual is a time based thing. You don't have to invest like a month to make a game. We don't No one is gonna wait for that, because maybe if you have a unique idea also, and you just put 1 month, there will be in someone in the whole world who will also come up with this idea, and he can make in 7 days, then the chances for him will be also high. This is a complex thing also, but yeah. But this is the fast based thing. You need to focus on your gameplay and quality, rather adding multiple different features, like adding a, okay, I will improve main menu, I will improve these buttons and stuff. That's not really needed. The best thing is what the part you are showing in the video, it should be more polished. And you can find your a team with someone you know well, that can be your first team members, or from LinkedIn etc. You can find some folks, or there are Discord communities also. You can find some folks who are interested in making games, learning experience, and then you can build. And in starting, you don't need multiple people also. 1 or 2 developer and 1 3D artist is enough to start. And making 2 to 3 prototypes a month is decent. And now other thing depends on your ideas, your concept, what genre you are doing. Maybe it is easy for you also. And the best way to start is that only. Something to keep in mind is focus on getting good results and learning in the first phase. As you enter in the market, don't focus on high money. For full year till now, I am working in a decent pay. I also know the industry standards are pretty high, what I have seen, but my main goal is to learn as much as I can. And if luckily we get a hit, that's a huge amount for us also. And if you're sustaining in the budget, that's also great. Because what happens is people think, okay, if we get a 5,000 deal and make 10 games in a 6 months of course, or a year, we make $50,000. But they missed one thing. If they get also $500 or $600, and they make the similar amount of games or more, they usually make less in the first phase. But if any of the game get a hit or get a good results or stuff, then they can make a lot of that 50,000. So make sure the motivation for any of the younger indie studio, and make sure you keep on researching about the stores etc. Keep on seeing the art design which is fitting the game and stuff. This is what I can tell in this session, is just keep on throwing and always have patience. You will fail 100 times. Till 20 games we have also failed a lot. We didn't get a hit game, but we are trying, because we know with each game you will know a new learnings, new concept and stuff, which will help you a lot. And the next thing is, you can connect me on this hyper casual games conference also. Other thing is, you can connect me on LinkedIn. If you just search Kushal Baid, you will find me. And then I'm also available on Instagram and other social media. My name is enough for searching me on anywhere. On Instagram it's Kushal Baid _. You can send me a hi message and stuff, and anytime I'm available to chat with you all guys, and also for opportunities or helping you all stuffs. So yep, thanks a lot for joining to the this session, and thanks again to the team for giving me this opportunity to speak in this session. Thanking you all. Bye bye.
I think for now it's time for questions. So
Yeah.
I think there was a question. Uh, I'm trying to produce some game. What is better to make it by myself or with a publisher? What is the best?
So what I personally think is like you should go with a publisher. So because there's two things, you are starting out. So there will be many things which you will be learning through self-publishing also. That's true that you will learn how to market games, but you don't have that enough expertise that it you can get a good amount of downloads in whatever your budget it is. And there's a very high risk capital also because the money you have is too less or it's too high, like okay, I have this much budget only, I don't have more money also, and you are investing full into that particular thing. So it may happen that though that money can get okay over full over. So this can be a issue. While working with publisher, that's not the issue because you don't have to care about how much money is going invested, how much returns. And publisher also have a good amount of money to spend as compared to a solo person or a small starting studio. So there's a millions of dollars of business happens in during this marketing and etc. After that your games get decent downloads and revenue. So personally, I believe that when you are starting up, you can go with the publisher. If your goal is to make a good amount of money with your games, so you can go with definitely with the publishers. You will learn a lot in the case of how marketing works, how game testing works, because at the end of the day, it's not what we want, it's what the audience want, and that happens when you test it with publisher and you see the result.
All right, thank you very much. And the next question is a general question. Uh, what do you think? Will the end of the pandemic change the hyper casual game industry?
What I believe is no, because what happens is gaming is a kind of an entertainment. The pandemic just gave us a good amount of time to play many games and stuff. But at the end, the generally we used to play games whenever we are free. We want to time pass, and when we are frustrated or we have to just do and just use my smartphone and play games. So, and hyper casual games are designed in a way that you can play it anywhere at any time. Maybe you're traveling in a bus or train or etc. You can definitely play it. And I don't think the pandemic, after the pandemic ends, also the hyper casual or the gaming industry will see a drop. But I personally believe that that all depends on your the games also, that what games user will be loving it. And but I don't think this will anyhow this will affect the gaming industry or the hyper casual industry. We are in a stage where the industry will only grow as of
All right. And the next question is what should be more focused environment or game mechanics?
what's the most focus.
Yes, what should be more focused environment or game mechanics?
So
Uh,
you what I believe is like it depends on if you're testing it for just a one for like a CPI test or CTI test. But if you're planning for launch, there's a two kind of situation which happens. You're just thinking, okay, this may work or this may not work, and you have believed that okay, I want to make this game and this can be a good result. And if you want to get good result, I suggest you to focus on both. Why? Because the environment and all these things users see on the video. Okay, so it can attract the user. Okay, the lightning scheme, the color scheme, and all these things. But when user play it, so if he don't able to like finish the game, he not able to make him satisfy himself, then it may give them a kind of a drop down. Okay, that's not a game. That's not a thing. So you can believe you have to focus on the both of the things to get a hit game out and also good result.
all right. And I think the last question is publisher does publisher want some money for publish our game? What is the process of that?
So publisher don't take money from your side. Your duty is to just make games and test it. Publisher also used to give money So if you get a deal from publisher, they will pay you as per your deals, whatever the per game it can be a monthly pay and all these things. And publisher don't take money from your side. That's the question ends from here only. Publisher self invest in your games, all those ad running or at the final launch also. Publisher only invest. You have to just get that to that particular point where your game get you get a hit game, then you can sit and make money.
All right. I think that's all for now. The rest of all questions you can type in chat, and I think Kushal, you are welcome to answer them. So thank you again, and we will go on in a few minutes. Thank you.